All right, how are you doing tonight? What are we, a week from Thanksgiving, I guess, a week away. So, yeah, we're getting there, getting there. We are going to open two things tonight. It'll be a half case of Flawless Basketball. It's the back half of that case we started last night. And then we're going to open our final case of Prism Football tonight, too. But before we get started on that, there's a couple of different things we're going to do. We're going to go over some information, of course, which we do every night. But also, I'm going to open up a couple of direct breaks. So let's go ahead and take a look at those first. These are breaks that we're just going to sell out directly through chat, through email, stuff like that. This is not listed on eBay, so this is something separate from that. And for those of you who might be interested in it, you can either hit me up in chat, although you have to kind of depend on my memory at that point, or you can send me a message, send me an email message to leaderofthepackbreaks@gmail.com. That is breaks with an S on the end. So leaderofthepackbreaks@gmail.com. So the first direct break, I'm going to open up two different ones tonight. The first one I'm looking at, these are the Bowman Chrome Baseball mini sets that we've been talking about. And we're going to open four of them, which is a half case break. Each one of those sets has 30 mini Bowman Chrome mini refractor parallels. So that means we'll have 120 of those total. And that's really the break, right? Because that's the part we want. That's the part that's where all the value is. That's the money. But of course, in addition to that, we will have four sealed complete sets of regular Bowman Chrome mini, non-parallel Bowman Chrome mini sets, and we'll just give each of those sealed Bowman Chrome mini sets out by way of random. So for anyone who's interested in that, it is $40 a spot, which makes it $20 a team, because you're going to get two teams with that spot. That includes shipping costs, the whole shebang. And of course, we'll break it when we fill it, and you know the rest of the drill: no return, no refund, etc. So anybody that's interested in that, you can hit me up in chat. You can hit me up in my Gmail email account, either one. The second one we're opening up tonight is a random team break for a case of 2017-18 Leaf Greatest Hits basketball. It'll be the second one of those that we've opened. We're also opening in the same break a box of 2016-17 Grand Reserve basketball. We're only going to ship the hits out of Grand Reserve, no base coming out of there. And of course, the Leaf Greatest Hits, I see I have a typo in there, but each one of those boxes of Leaf Greatest Hits, in addition to the buyback cards, each one has a Leaf original card that'll be signed by either LiAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball, or Kyle Kuzma. So those are $100 a spot, each spot getting two teams, so $50 a team, $100 a spot, gets you two teams. Shipping costs included, same deal. So anybody that's interested, let me know. All right, guys, moving on to our regular information. So my feedback is completely automated on eBay, and I tell you that just so that you know you don't ever have to wait on me. So as soon as you leave positive feedback for me, you should instantly get it in return. And that way it works out a win-win. You don't have to wait for me to find time to do it, because I'm kind of always running at about 1,000 miles an hour. And of course, the second message there, and the more important one by far, is to say thank you, because I do appreciate you bidding and breaking and chatting and hanging out with me and all that stuff. We are looking next at the list of breaks that are coming up over the course of the next 5 days. This is the stuff that is already listed on eBay and available for bidding that will be opening here in the days ahead. So tomorrow night it will be Flawless Collegiate Basketball. That'll be 2018-19. We're finishing up. We're going to open the last of the 2017-18 Flawless Basketball. Tomorrow we're going to start with some 2018-19 Flawless. We'll also open tomorrow night another case of Certified Basketball. On Saturday, we'll open 18-19 Flawless Collegiate once again. We'll open a 12-box case of Bowman Chrome HTA Jumbo, which is all hits, no base. It's a fabulous product, one of my favorites. And a 9-box case of Triple Threads Baseball. On Sunday, we're going to open a Hit Parade 4th and Goal football box. It's got 4 autographed memorabilia items in it, a full-size helmet, mini helmet, jersey, and a picture. We'll open a box of 2016 Honors Football, which we haven't broken in a while, and a 10-box full case of Donruss Basketball. And I think Sunday is an early start time, and I keep forgetting to put it up there. But guys, make sure you check the listing for the start time on Sunday, because I'm pretty sure we're starting early. That 10-box case of Donruss basketball, please note that the veteran base has its own bidding position and does not ship out to the teams. So rookies, inserts, parallels, hits, autographs, relics, numbered cards, short prints, etc., all ship to the teams as normal. Only veteran base with its own bidding position. On Monday night, we're going to open Leaf Memorabilia Vault. It's got 10 memorabilia items in it. It can be from any sport. There's also non-sport categories in there. Stuff from musicians, things from politicians. There's, can be toys, collectible toys, comics. I mean, just anything you can think of. All those categories are listed in the football card section on eBay. So that's where you will find it. There's probably 30 different bidding categories or so for Leaf Memorabilia Vault. We will also open on Monday night a couple of boxes of 2014 Topps Supreme, some 2010 plates and patches, 2013 Black, and 2007 Upper Deck Premier. On Tuesday night, we'll open Triple Threads Baseball again with another 9-box case and another 12-box case of certified basketball. So that's what the days ahead look like coming into tonight. We've got a free shipping break. That's our Flawless Basketball. And one paid shipping break. That's our Prism Football. So the free shipping breaks are always projected to go out the door about 6 or 7 days after the auction ends. So right now I'm projecting it out the door on or before Wednesday the 21st. And it will almost certainly be before that because Flawless Basketball, let's face it, it's a pretty easy sort. The paid shipping break tonight will be out the door on or before Monday. That is Prism Football. I expect, again, it will probably get out the door ahead of schedule. I think it will be out faster than Monday, but we're going to leave it at Monday, and, I think it will probably be faster. Finally, consolation cards. This doesn't apply to Prism because every team's going to pull cards in Prism. But in Flawless Basketball, if your team is not pulled and you don't hit anything, you are entitled to a consolation used trading card. It can be from any year in any series. I keep track of it for a rolling 90-day period. Because it is a free shipping break, I normally just hang on to those consolation cards. And then the next time you have a package shipping, I gather them all up and send them out at one time with that package. If you do not want to wait for that and you want your consolation card sent right away in a plain white envelope in a stamp, send me a message. Let me know. We'll get you hooked up. First up tonight, 2017-18 Flawless Basketball. This is a half case break number 6, back half of the case that we started last night. And of course, everything we're opening tonight ended tonight, Thursday, the 15th of November, a snowy November 15th, I might add. We're still like more than a month away from winter, and I've already got snow, freezing rain, and sleet in the last 24 hours. Crazy. Anyway, so there you see your name is, of course, across from your team. A new spreadsheet will go up before we start Prism. And if you are here for Prism, don't go too far because Flawless Basketball really doesn't take us very long to break. And this is me changing the focus. That's why your background went out of focus a little. I don't use autofocus, and that is what you saw there. So Scott's here. Hi, Scott. And Floor Punch is here. You said you're ready to get into some Prism. We are not going to be too far away from that. This Flawless Basketball is pretty quick, Floor Punch, so we'll have you there before too awfully long. And Steve is here. Greg is here. Thomas, we don't have any unpaid tonight in Flawless, I don't think. There was one earlier that I was waiting on, and it is somebody that bids with me quite often and occasionally runs a slight bit late and usually lets me know when that's going to be the case. Well, I guess I will be peeling that one off. I prefer to cut them, but I guess we're peeling that one off because it just came off. So there you go. No cutting on that side, is there? Well, we cut it, but peeled it too. And you said, what was the first one? What was the first one? What, Greg? Which are you asking me? Oh, are you talking about the first of the breaks that I'm going to do directly? Is that what you mean? The ones that we're selling by way of chat? If that is what you mean, the first one is for the Bowman Chrome mini set, the Bowman Chrome minis, which will have all those refractor parallels would be the main thing we would want to find in that. And then, of course, the mini sets themselves would still be sealed because the refractors are in separate packaging within the box. And we would give out the mini sets, of course, using random.org in that same break. So if that's what you were talking about, which I'm not sure that it was. Hi, Latchman, you're here too. Greg, I know. Greg said that he got snow because he finally got a hit last night in basketball. So he thinks that's why it snowed, as in, you know, it's going to snow when H freezes over. that kind of thing. You've got something on your, what is that? I guess that's just a little thread or something right there, that white spot in your relic, but it does appear to be part of your relic. And that is Larry Johnson for the Hornets. It is numbered 225 for the Charlotte Hornets. Next up, Latchman, you said there were only 10 teams to bid on. What do you mean, 10 teams? No, they were all there, Latchman. That's going to be another one of those things where I guess eBay wasn't displaying all my listings properly. That seems to be an ongoing issue. Tim Duncan and the Spurs. This is numbered to 25. Did anybody else tonight have problems seeing all of my listings? Like when you pulled something up, were you missing a lot of teams? I know that's been happening a lot to Latchman. I know it happens occasionally to some of the rest of you. I've made eBay aware of it, and they supposedly fix it, and then we get right back in the same mess. So this is for the Seattle Supersonics. It's numbered to 15. You guys probably all know that cards stay with their franchise. So in this case, the former Seattle Supersonics are the current Oklahoma City Thunder. So that card will go to the Thunder. And the Hawks have a hit with Spud Webb. Spud here is numbered to 10 for Atlanta Hawks. Brooke Lopez comes out for the Lakers. That's numbered to 25, and that's really a very nice patch for the Lakers. And, of course, they hit nicely out of the first half of this case as well. Nate Archibald comes out next. Nate is numbered to 10, and that, of course, is for the Kings. It says on here the Kansas City Kings, but I believe once again, you know, same thing. You guys know how this works. The cards stay with their franchise. So the Kansas City Kings of old are the Sacramento Kings of today. Hi, Ruben. You said two GS hits already. I don't know who are we talking about? What are we talking about, Ruben? Paul Pierce for the Celtics. That is numbered to 15. And, of course, the Celtics hit last night as well in case one. So it was kind of a good sort of run there for the Celtics. And it's, you know what, turning out to be a pretty good little run for the Oklahoma City Thunder, because here is Gary Payton, which is quite a nice one, and it's a 1 of 1 on top of that. So the Seattle Supersonics, of course, became the Oklahoma City Thunder. So Oklahoma City sold very inexpensively tonight to hit 2 fantastic hits, one of them being a Gary Payton 1 of 1. So, yeah, nice, right? Hi, Martin. How are you tonight, Martin? So, Greg, you said it was okay. You saw all the teams after you refreshed it. Yeah, so, Latchman, whenever you're missing and anybody else, whenever you guys are missing teams and you know they should be there, just keep refreshing that page and it should show them to you. I don't know what's wrong with eBay. I don't know why we're having those problems, but I definitely have been having them lately. For the Knicks, it's Kristaps Porzingis. That, of course, is your diamond card. It's numbered to 10. You've got a diamond there on either side, a little diamond chip. This is the card that just basically tells you, hey, it's not stolen and it's not a blood diamond. It's a real, you know, diamond. So that's what that is. Oh, look at that. Golden State Warriors with a little Steph Curry to 10 and a very nice patch, part of the logo. Loving that patch. Of course, hitting Steph Curry to 10 out of flawless is pretty flipping good too, right? I'm just saying. Okay, so let's recap our hits here in flawless. We have the beautiful 1 of 1 Gary Payton. Once again, Seattle Supersonics are the Oklahoma City Thunder of today, so that goes to Oklahoma City. Paul Pierce, numbered to 15 for the Celtics. Nate Archibald, the former Kansas City Kings, are the current Sacramento Kings, so that goes there. Brooke Lopez to 25 for the Lakers. The Hawks have Spud Webb, numbered to 10. We have another Supersonic numbered to 15, so again, headed to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tim Duncan comes out for the Spurs. That is numbered to 25 for San Antonio. Very nice little relic there for the Charlotte Hornets. And Larry Johnson, numbered to 25. And then moving on down the line, the Golden State Warriors with the nice encased Steph Curry to 10 hard-signed auto. And, of course, a fantastic relic there with a piece of the logo. And last but not least, our card with a couple of diamond chips in it is numbered to 10, and it's Kristaps Porzingis for the Knicks. So there we go, and that was your card again for anybody who, yeah. I mean, I don't really think we needed to recap the little guarantee card, but we did anyway. So there you are. Okay, so, oh, Martin, you got sick. Daggone it. Well, that is not good, Martin, that you're sick. We don't like to hear that. It's because of this stupid weather, man. Everybody's sick. It's too hot on one half of the country. It's too cold in the other half of the country, and like, I don't know, it's just a mess out there right now. It's not a good time of year for whatever reason. We're in a weird weather stretch. And, oh, Greg is also telling you, Latchman, that if you were using a cell phone and you were missing teams on eBay, he says you should like turn the cell phone off and back on, or maybe you just have to close the eBay program manually and then get back into it. I something like that maybe would work. So we're headed now into Prizm football. And one more time, in case you did not see this a moment ago, projecting Prizm out the door on or before Monday. So that's kind of a guideline there for when you can expect to see it go. I'm hoping it's going to be sooner than Monday. It should be Monday at the latest. 12-box case of 2018 Prizm football. It's a full case break. It's break number 6. And this is the last of the Prizm football, so I don't have any more of that. But we're not too terribly far away from, I guess it's is it Immaculate or Impeccable football that we're about to get? Immaculate, I think. I think Immaculate comes out not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, I believe. Somewhere in there. But on Wednesday, we'll get, I think Wednesday is still playoff football, so we'll still have some new football to open on Wednesday as well. Okay, and Ruben, you got goose-egged in Flawless. Dang it, Ruben, that is not cool. I'm trying to get some, we're trying to get some mojo going for you, man. I don't know why we can't get that shaken out for you. Okay, guys, I'm going to get the case of Prizm. Give me 1 second to get that picked up and up on the table and unboxed, and then we'll get cracking. I know, that's like a little earthquake, isn't it? When I set the case on the table. It kind of like gives you a little amusement park roller coaster, sick in the pit of your stomach feeling, huh? So, of course, we've got 12 boxes in our case. And in each one of our boxes, we're going to find a bunch of different parallels and interesting things to look at. But on top of that, we will also find some autographs, and that's probably what most everybody's interested in. And we should find, on average, 3 autographs per box. I say on average because Panini always puts on average on all of their packaging and things, and that's because every once in a while they'll mess up and give you fewer hits than they should. Even less often, they occasionally give you more hits than they should. And then sometimes they just kind of cop out on us in general and replace one of our hits with a rewards point card. And if they replace one of our hits with a rewards point card, here's what happens. At the end of the break, I use random.org, and we give those out that way. So that's kind of what we're in for here. Well, Ruben, I know it's all part of it, but you know what? It still stinks when you when you get blanked. I mean, listen, man, I've been there before plenty of times, and it is not fun. I do not like blanking. Nobody likes getting blanked on stuff. That's for sure. Although, honestly, these days, most of the time when I break with somebody, which hasn't been a lot lately because I haven't been around to watch my bids closely enough and monitor and change what I need to change when I get outbid, but most of the time I just say, oh, if I don't hit, keep all the base cards. Like, I have so many cards, don't send me any more. Only send me if it's an autograph or a relic, or a numbered card, keep everything else, that kind of thing. I don't know. Oh, for sure, Ruben. I mean, that's what I said last night when we opened it, that I thought that Lonzo card alone would pay for the bid position for both teams. I mean, that, because it's a 1 of 2, it was the championship number relic for him. And yeah, I mean, I knew when we pulled it, that was a nice card. But of course, I'm glad it worked out the way that it did. I told you guys it was somebody who had bid with me a lot before. I guess I've gotten gun shy on things because I've been burned so much lately. And even by people that I know, like doing crazy stuff. They get their cards, they leave positive feedback, they have no complaints, no issues, everything's good. And then like a month later, they'll come and hit you with a case or a chargeback and never communicate with you, just never respond, never say a word, and end up not only getting their money back, but then they keep your merchandise too. And I've had that happen several times recently, and some of it's been from people that I know and would never have thought that of. And I don't know, it's just I think I'm just gun shy. So Illumination, this is we're going to find tons of these, and they all refract. This entire card series called Illumination refracts. We're not, I said tons. We're not going to find tons of them, but we will find plenty of them as we go along. So anytime you see the blue scope pattern like we have here, it's going to be numbered to 99. That one is Jalen Samuels, of course, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And as we kind of go through these the first time, we'll talk a little bit more about each of the insert sets. And then as you see them go through after that, you'll know what they're going to be numbered to. So we have 2 different die cuts, the blue one, which you see here, and those are numbered to 199. And then we also have some orange die cuts, and those are numbered to 249. If anybody needs any of those kid reporter cards, you want to enter your kid in the contest, please feel free to just pause the video, write the number down, and have at it. This is Rookie Introductions, James Washington. We will find plenty of those inserts. They will all refract as well. Here's our other die cut, the orange one. It's numbered to 249. So the blue ones are to 199, and the orange ones are to 249. Somewhere I see a red wave in our future, and those are typically numbered to 149, and we'll flip the first one over so you'll be able to see that. And that one is Bradley Chubb for the Broncos. So all the red waves to 149. Oh, Martin, I know. It's just like crazy what some of these people will do to you. And I mean, I was really shocked. One person is someone who had been bidding with me a lot and someone who I knew fairly well, and ended up doing a chargeback on like six teams, all from, back in September, all stuff that had been delivered long since. And yeah, so people don't really have a lot of shame, I'm learning. Alan Hearns to 275. That is the hyper. Anytime we see that particular look on a card, it's going to be numbered to 275. Latchman, you found 5 Bo Jackson rookie cards at an estate sale today. Nice, man. I used to scour estate sales and that sort of stuff because before I started doing so much with cards, for a long time, I was doing antiques and collectibles and that sort of thing. And I went to estate sales a lot, but I never found cards there, like ever. Dalvin Cook to 275 for the Vikings. So you got a good one. You had a good luck day then, finding cards at an estate sale. Hopefully you got some other nice ones in there too. Xavier Rhodes is our silver prism. Those are falling only 1 per box this year. So finally, they cut the number of those back, and now I think we can expect them to have a little more value than they've had maybe in the past. Our first autograph is Riley Ferguson for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And, well, we all know what happened to Riley. He didn't even make it out of training camp. So, yeah, Steve, I would love to think they would get kicked off of eBay after so many times, but you know they're kind of crafty, these guys. They don't always file them with eBay. So sometimes they might file them with eBay, sometimes they file them with PayPal. You know, they have different ways to go around it so that they don't get caught. But I did talk to some other breakers and found out the guy had done the exact same thing to him, or to more than one. This is Brian Urlacher Hall of Fame insert for the Bears, and we have an orange die cut for the Dolphins to 249 with Jerome Baker. And then I had another guy do the exact same thing, but instead of on like 6 teams, it was just on 1. And when I checked around with some other people that he breaks with, he had done the exact same thing to them too. So it's like, you know, what in the world? And I even sent in like proof. Well, one guy answered me and said, oh, yeah, you know, I must have opened that by mistake, quote unquote. You know, of course I got the card and I loved it and it was great and blah, blah, blah. I would never do that to you. Then, of course, never answered another message, never did anything. I sent in all those messages to PayPal as proof. You know, the guy got it. He was happy with it. He's, you know, there's delivery confirmation. It had signature. And whatever, you know how it goes. So, at least fortunately for me, PayPal is, I think, is going to reimburse me for that one. So he really kind of stole from PayPal ultimately, but they probably don't reimburse you every time. Roquan Smith and the Bears. That is a nice checkerboard pattern parallel that comes out of here. The Major Rad, you are quite correct. He says that eBay really made a mess of things when they took away the seller's ability to leave negative feedback ratings for buyers. And he's not kidding, because now, you know, people just do anything and they don't care. They don't really, and they don't even care, frankly, most of the time if you deserve the rating you get. They can just be having a bad day and leave you a negative feedback. Bo Scarborough and the Dallas Cowboys. I had a guy, it's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. But I had a guy that I was selling a lot of movies for a while. And I actually need to sell some more. I've got a ton of them around here. And someone bought one. This is Troy Aikman Hall of Fame insert for the Cowboys. This is to 275. Your Sam Darnold hyper for the Jets. So somebody bought it, you know, I shipped it, they got it, it was brand new, sealed, you know, I know there's no problems with it, and I never hear a word from them, but I get a negative feedback, and do you know what the feedback said? It said, I did not enjoy this movie. So, like, they just did not like watching the movie, like, they didn't enjoy the content of the movie itself, and they thought that that meant I should get a negative feedback, like I produced it and starred in it, and, you know, Royce Freeman for the Denver Broncos is our third and final autograph out of that box. But that's the kind of stuff that you have, that you never had happen when sellers could also leave negative feedback, because buyers didn't leave frivolous negative feedback then. When you deserved it, you surely got it, but you deserved it. So, you know, if I deserved it, I didn't retaliate and leave negative feedback. But ever since I guess a lot of sellers did retaliate and leave negative feedback, and that's probably why they made the change. But ever since they made the change, that's the kind of stuff that happens now. But the part that's interesting is that eBay thinks that somehow it makes a difference that sellers will be more responsive, but it's actually the opposite. Because now I know that I can get a negative feedback if someone just doesn't like the sound of my voice when they watch the break. They think, oh, well, your voice wasn't pleasant. You get a negative feedback. That's sort of just ridiculous stuff. People don't even have to have any reason or rationale. So like now it doesn't bother me. And it used to really bother me to get negative feedback. And now I'm just like, whatever. Another one bites the dust, So I think most breakers have gotten that way. So it's kind of, I think, had a bit of the opposite effect of what eBay intended it to have. But it's gone so far in the other direction. At this point, I don't even know how you would fix it. This is Big Ben for the Pittsburgh Steelers, my black and gold babies. That is numbered to 149 with a red wave. Well, Steve, you're talking about creating a blacklist and not selling to them. That's another thing. You can block someone, and then eBay will just let them create another account and come right back and bid with you. I've had that happen again recently, too. Somebody who pulled a deal with a case, so I blocked them, Dan Marino and the Dolphins. So then what do? The exact same thing under a new username. Antonio Callaway and the Browns to 275 with a hyper. So same thing. They buy in, they don't hit, and then they open a case, and I go through the exact same thing with them again under a brand new username, and eBay allows them to do that. So it's just crazy. It's crazy. I have not, Scott, watched episode 6 of The Walking Dead. I'm way behind. The last episode I watched is the one where Rick, well, I don't want to, I got in trouble for doing the spoiler last time. Armani Watts and the Kansas City Chiefs is our Silver Prism, our rookie Silver Prism. So the last episode that we saw Rick Grimes in is the last episode that I have watched, Scott. The rest are sitting in my DVR. To 199, it is a red wave Arden Key for the Raiders. Oakland Raiders. So, yeah, Greg, if you call to reverse the negatives, sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. But, who has the time to sit there and deal with that anyway? And, the most recent negative I got was from that nut job who hit a helmet that didn't have a COA in it. And I told him I would help him. This is Hype Kareem Hunt insert. And Adoree Jackson to 275 hyper for the Titans. And so I said, I'll help you figure it out. And then, so first he says he wants me to do all the back and forth with Leaf to get the COA replaced. So I said, okay, it would be easier if I didn't, because they're talking 6 to 8 weeks. And then that presents a whole other set of problems, but that I would. And this guy was sending me 15, 20 plus emails a day. This is to 249 die cut for the Green Bay Packers. And then, so I said, yeah, that's fine. I'll do that. Then somehow that didn't suit him. And then he wanted something else. I said, man, I can just refund you then. No, he wanted $80. His bid was $15, but he wanted an $80 refund for his $15 bid for a COA that Leaf left out. This is Jordan Lasley and the Ravens to 199. Or more specifically, he wanted an item worth $80. He wanted $80 cash to be accurate. Anyway, so then I'm like, oh, come on. So then he changes his mind again and tells me to ship it to him. So I do. I shipped it to him. And he had all the information from Leaf. Wasn't going to cost him a dime. They're going to replace the COA for him. So he's going to get everything he's due. He's already got the autographed helmet. Just has to wait a few weeks on the COA. Well, somehow or another, that causes him to just lose his nut. And that was the last negative feedback that I got was from him. Along with, as I said, 20 plus emails a day from the guy. And now, come to find out, he's been cyber stalking, sort of. He's lurking around in the background of the breaks. apparently, and then sends messages with, questions about things I've talked about in the break. But then, tells me, oh, I'm so horrible and he hates me as a person, but he likes to watch my breaks. I'm like, oh boy, I can pick them, can't I? That is the 249 Justin Reed die cut for the Texans. Scott, you cannot give me a spoiler, man. No. Do not give me a Walking Dead spoiler, because I'm going to catch up on it eventually. And plus, then we'd get in trouble like we did the last time when we were talking about The Walking Dead and we ruined an episode for somebody. So we cannot do that again. Deron Payne and the Washington Redskins with that autograph hit. So, meanwhile, what's the score on football, guys? Marcus Allen insert for the Raiders and a blue die cut to 199 for the 49ers. Floor Punch, you are looking for some Broncos. We'll almost surely find you some Broncos. We already found you one, but yeah, we'll probably find you some more as we go along, I would imagine. They usually come out of 2018 stuff pretty well. Instant Impact Mason Rudolph for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hey, this is the first one of these we've seen so far tonight, and it is a green crystal parallel for the Ravens to 75 with Eric Weddle. And every time you see that green crystal pattern, yep, it's going to be numbered to 75. You got it. You guessed it. You are on it. Latchman, they should send you a return label for that. I mean, a label for that helmet so you don't have to pay for it. That's what I was told, that they will send you some kind of a call tag or a label or something for you to use, and then you will mail them the helmet, and they'll put the COA sticker on it, put the COA with it, and then ship it back to you. So it shouldn't cost you anything, is the way I understand it from Leaf. This is Jamon Moore for the Packers, who are playing the Seahawks right now. Rashad Penny had a nice little run in the first half. It was halftime when I turned it off, of course, because we were getting ready to have to do the break. Evan Ingram and the Giants, that's Blue Scope to 99. And that is box number 2 in the books. We're headed into box number 3 right now. Martin, you said it's 21-17 Packers. So the Seahawks are making a little noise in there then. Steve, you said, I love the Steelers, and do I have any college allegiances? Do I ever, brother? You know I do. Because I went to the University of Kentucky. Oh, yeah. So, I have big-time allegiances to UK and the SEC in general, but specifically my Kentucky Wildcats. And in football, that doesn't really translate very much. We haven't had, let's face it, we don't have a whole lot of guys drafted, or haven't had. Our program's getting a lot better in football. But there's a handful of my UK guys out there, and that's why I do like some of the other teams, like the Packers, because they have Randall Cobb, and, any team that has one of my guys on it that used to go to UK, I've got a little love for them. Just not the same depth of love I have for my Steelers. And that's why when we get into basketball that I like so many different teams, because I don't have what I would call a local NBA team to have any sort of allegiance to. And so I just follow most of the ones where my guys play, my former UK guys. And so there's lots of them. So I like lots of different NBA teams for different reasons. Marshawn, I just looked over there, and Latchman says, hey, I'm not the nut she's talking about. No, Latchman, you are not. This is Marshawn Lynch and the Oakland Raiders blue die cut to 199. Poor Latchman, he hit a helmet the other night, our second one from Leaf, that didn't have a COA. But he is definitely not the person I'm talking about that, had an atomic meltdown because they didn't have a COA. Latchman has been, of course, is a great guy and is not the guy who was sending me 30 emails a day, etc. Dallas Goddard for the Eagles. What did you say, Scott Pennington? What did you say about the cards? What do you mean card? What are you talking about? What? You typed in cards, WTH. I know what the WTH is, but I don't know what you mean by cards. What do you... Oh, Floor Punch said go cards. I got it. I missed that part. Oh, no. I missed that whole thing up there. Holy crap. Richard, I did already break flawless. There is rookie introduction, Cortland Sutton and the Broncos. And Josh Sweat and the Eagles, that is numbered to 249 with the orange parallel. And Floor Punch, it's okay that you're from Louisville, man. That's all right. I don't really feel too competitive with Louisville. I mean, of course, Louisville always likes to beat UK. UK always likes to beat Louisville. But since Pitino's gone from basketball, I'm really okay with that. And in football, well, frankly, it's hard for me to hate anybody in football because we usually just get trounced by everybody. This is Brian Dawkins and the Eagles. Not so much this year, we haven't, but in past. Aaron Donald and the Rams, that is an orange die cut to 249. And Floor Punch, I have a little love for your Heisman winning former quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who I think we're all expecting to be starting for the Ravens pretty soon. You live in Denver now, you said, but you were born and you grew up in Louisville. Oh, awesome, Floor Punch. Kentucky native. I love it. Numbered to 50, we're about to have our case hit RPA here, and it is Mr. Sam Darnold for the Jets. Very nice with a checkerboard pattern. Always good to hit the RPA for one of the quarterbacks. Of course, Sam's had a little rough go of it this year off and on, but not to worry about him. He's going to be fine long term, I think. Just need to get a little more talent around him. He'll be all right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 275 with Justin Watson. Maryland City, you feel like you've got a hit coming? For which team, Maryland City, are you after? Tell me which. Tell me who you're working the mojo for, Maryland City. Richard G, yes, I'm sorry. I answered that a minute ago. You might not have heard me because I didn't see it right away, and that's on me. Brother, I'm sorry about that, but Flawless did break already. It was first up tonight. So we have already been through our Flawless this evening. Oh, Maryland City, you spotted the RPA right away, so that's what you were getting. You were calling it because you spotted it in the stack. Nice. Good eyes, Maryland City. Good eyes. So yeah, we have snow on the ground here. That's just killing me. It's just way too early in the year for snow. And then my friend got back to New York. She had been doing some work out in LA, and she got back to her place in New York, and she's so excited that it's snowing. She's the opposite of me. She loves it when it snows. Josh Gordon and the Browns is our silver prism out of this box. And we have Big Mo Hurst to 199 for the Oakland Raiders. Red Wave. So she's all excited about it. My sister loves snow as well, and I do not like it. My mother doesn't like it, and I don't think my dad cares one way or the other as long as he doesn't have to shovel it. To 99, that's Blue Scope, Patrick Peterson, and the Arizona Cardinals. Oh, Maryland City, you have got the Redskins tonight. Okay, all right. And you're looking for Darius Geist to come out? All right, well then we'll have to try to find you some Darius Geist. We hit a Redskin something earlier, didn't we? Eric Berry, Kansas City Chiefs to 275. But it might have been a numbered or a die cut. Sometimes I lose track of what's what. I just remember calling the team. Michael Gallup, blue die cut to 199, Dallas Cowboys. A hype insert for Matt Ryan and the Falcons. And behind that, the 49ers have a nice little camo to 25. We like our camos. Stang Lover's here. Where you been, Stang Lover? What's going on, brother? Were you not here for Flawless earlier? Because don't you have the Thunder in Flawless tonight? Or was that somebody else? You had somebody in Flawless tonight. For some reason, I thought you had the Thunder, but maybe you don't. Drew Brees for the Saints on that insert. Then number to 149, there's a Red Wave Khalil Mack for the Raiders, of course. Well, he was a Raider then, not a Raider now, but it's what it says on the card that matters. You are grilling in the snow. Stang Lover, that is impressive. I don't even want to go outside in the snow, much less stand out there and grill. Scott, you said you were outside at the horse park all day. I thought you said you were in the Summit. You were going to be in the Summit today. I was thinking you would be inside and warm in all this mess, but instead you were out at the horse park. Oy, oy, oy. Well, Floor Punch, you are right. He says snow in Kentucky never ends well. But that it is welcomed in Colorado. Yeah. I've only been to Colorado once, and that's when, I've flown through the airport, but as far as like being there for a purpose, I've only been there once, and that's when I was still in the beer business. And I went to Golden, to the Coors Brewery, to do a little work there. They had some training and stuff they wanted us to do there in Golden. Scott's telling Stang Lover that he had some very good hits. Yeah, see, Stang Lover, I do recall on this one because Flawless only has 10 cards in it. So, so it's easier for me to remember, and one of them in particular I can remember. But if you don't want us to tell you, then we won't. We'll just keep it to ourselves, and you can watch it later. But suffice it to say, I'm not going to get one of those messages this time that says bad things. I'm going to get a message from you this time that says a good thing. There is a Derek Carr Silver Prism for the Raiders, and out behind it is Justin Jackson and the Chargers with a little autograph hit. Steelers-Chargers got flexed to the Sunday night game, which is kind of cool because Steelers-Jags had been flexed out of a different Sunday night game because the Jags haven't really been playing that well. So they flexed us out of one and then into another. And I think the Chargers, that's a good flex in. I think that's going to be a good game. Zach Ertz and the Eagles to 249. And then, of course, they moved the Mexico City game from Monday night got moved to L.A., so that will be, that's going to be fun to watch, though. I can't wait to see that. Jerome Bettis and the Steelers Hall of Fame insert for the bus. Nelson Aguilar, Eagles, blue scope to 99. Wait a minute. Is there something stuck behind there? Oh, I thought there was, but there is not. Just felt like there was. Oh, wow, Scott. There was a wreck on 64 East, and you sat there for 1.5 hours. Listen, though, Floor Punch, you're saying when it snows in Louisville, everything turns to ice. Listen, they got an ice storm in Louisville today. We didn't get it down here. We got a little bit of ice, but nothing too major. And then we got sleet, and then we got snow. And somewhere in there, we probably even had rain. Mike Evans die cut to 199 for the Bucks. But they had a full-on ice storm in Louisville overnight, maybe some into today as well. They had a lot of downed power lines and downed trees, and it's a real mess up there. So I'm not surprised that there was a wreck in that area. Oakland Raiders, Derek Carr to 49 with a checkerboard insert. Raiders are kind of racking up tonight. I think is that you too, Staying Lover? You Raiders in here tonight? So, you know, you're doing all right tonight. You're laughing because I called it a bad things message. Well, I don't know what to call it. You know, when you send me a message and you say, like, it's a bad mojo time, or that you went, like, oh, for whatever it was. J.J. Watt and the Texans. So I send those messages to people, too. So I just call them bad things messages. To 275, it's Vita Vea, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In fact, I sent one tonight to one of my reps. I was like, oh my gosh. And I just went off on something. And he was just like, oh, it'll be all right. And I'm like, all right, yeah. All right. It's just my weekly bad things message. Don't worry. We have a redemption. I am evil, and I leave them upside down until we get to the very end of the break. So it's going to sit right there or thereabouts in our little housekeeping area. And any redemptions that we find during the break will all be flipped over at one time at the end of the break. Greg, yeah, they didn't so much... yeah, it's not this Sunday floor punch. I was just talking about in general, the Steelers got an extra Sunday game flexed in because they just announced it today that they flexed in Steelers Chargers because they had already announced several weeks ago or a couple weeks ago that they were flexing out Steelers Jags. So yes, it's not this weekend Steelers Chargers. Sorry guys, I should have clarified that. Greg, they did not so much pack up Le'Veon Bell's locker as they did raid it. It was hilarious. I don't know if any of you all saw the video, but once the deadline passed and it was obvious Le'Veon wasn't coming back, all of his teammates raided his locker. So 275 Xavier Rhodes and the Vikings. And so they were taking his cleats and like all of his stuff and divvying it up. And there is a video of Bud Dupree that is priceless of him taking some stuff out of Le'Veon Bell's locker. So you'll have to find that. It's kind of fun to watch. Vita Vea and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that might be the second Vita Vea. We called him out for something else, whether it was an autograph or a parallel, I'm not sure. And somebody there is telling me, Jesse Smith wants me to stop calling the checkerboard and correctly call it Purple Power. Jesse, I will try to remember that, but I am really bad with remembering the pattern names, and that's why I kind of just give them my name. Give them the name that I call them. That's a rookie introduction, DJ Moore for the Panthers. This is die cut Geno Adkins for the Bengals to 199. Topps doesn't have as many pattern names as Panini does, so I'm a little better remembering the Topps pattern names, but I am dreadful at remembering the Panini ones. And they do weird stuff with them. This is Hall of Fame John Randall and the Vikings. Because, for instance, if this were numbered to like 23, it would be cracked ice. But because it's higher numbered to 75, then they start calling them crystals. So it looks to me like the exact same pattern, but sometimes they call it crystals, and sometimes it's cracked ice if it's numbered to 23, or occasionally to 25. So they do some kind of odd things with their patterns, too, and most of them I don't remember. Like, I remember Mojo and Wave and Cracked Ice. There's a few I'll call correctly, but a lot of them, yeah, I'm going to get them wrong. This is Darius Slay for the Lions. It's to 149 Red Wave. Yeah, you all have to see. You guys should watch the video, though. It's pretty funny. And Twisper21 says, hey, they need to give that stuff back. Those things belong to Le'Veon Bell. Well, I think the general idea is that he doesn't want them back. I think that's more the thing. I mean, you know, the guy's not coming back, hasn't been back in the building. Probably knew when he left the building that he had a slim likelihood of coming back the last time he left the building. I'm sure if Le'Veon wanted them back, that they would give them back to him. But I'm equally sure that he doesn't want them back. Greg thinks the Eagles are going to pick up Le'Veon. Could be, I don't know. You said the Broncos are playing better than people think they are. They could have beaten the Chiefs twice. They almost beat the Rams. Yeah, sub Chargers twice, Pittsburgh, and then, yeah, I mean, listen, my main issue with the Broncos, it's not really an issue, but my main thing with the Broncos is everybody's main thing with the Broncos. They need quarterback play, and John Elway cannot deliver them a quarterback. He's had ample time through draft and free agency and a variety of other things. He just can't seem to find a quarterback that sticks. I mean, yeah, he brought Peyton in when, you know, after the neck surgery and all that, but, I mean, Peyton wasn't Peyton. We all know that. He won that last Super Bowl mostly off the strength of the people around him. Seattle Seahawks, Rasheem Green to 75, which is not to knock Peyton because I like Peyton, but I'm saying you can't really call that a discovery on John Elway's part. And I love John Elway, but at some point, he's either got to go or he's got to figure out the quarterback situation. And guy hadn't been able to do it. So that's kind of my thing about Denver. Big Ben and the Steelers to 275. Because, I mean, having been a quarterback himself, you would think that he would be able to find quarterbacks pretty easily. But it hasn't really worked out that way. Allen Robinson is our silver prism for the Chicago Bears. We have a 250 Panini Rewards point card. Yuck. Replaced one of our hits. Sets up there in housekeeping. We will give it out at the end of the break. To some lucky person will take that home. Steve Young, 49ers insert. Eli Manning and the Giants. Die cut to 249. I used to be able to speak occasionally. Every once in a while. Scott is booing political correctness. Scott, we probably all boo political correctness, don't we? Stang Lover, you said you were trying to win the Magic and you bid extra on the Thunder thinking it was the Magic listing. Well, you should be glad you bid extra on the Thunder because you know what? You made your money back quite well over. So you'll be happy with that. For sure. Do you want to know who they are, Stang Lover, or are you wanting to keep it a surprise? I don't know if you want to know or if you don't want to know. It's only 21-20. Good grief. Packers are only up by 1 point. What? Scott, what do you mean you're getting Fruity Pebbles? You mean literally you're going to eat Fruity Pebbles? Floor Punch. Listen, what was that deal with Chad Kelly and the weird stuff that happened that got him kicked out of his teammate's party and then found him uninvited sitting on some dude's sofa and getting whacked over the head with a vacuum cleaner pipe? Like, what happened there exactly? I'm sure you all got a lot more coverage of it there in Denver. This is to 199 Ronnie Harrison die cut for the Jags. Like, that was the craziest thing I have ever heard. I assume he got drunk or inebriated or some way impaired at the party, and apparently almost got kicked out of the party. And then I guess, what did he do? Did he just wander down the street and into somebody's house? It's Brian Dawkins, Eagles Hall of Fame. There is the Jags Ronnie Harrison red wave to 149. And you want to watch, you want to watch what? Wait. I am so confused what you were telling me right now. Oh, I see what you're saying. You are saying that because he was a good quarterback is why he can't choose a good quarterback. All right. Well, all right. That's fine. That could make sense. I mean, I could see how that could apply. Josh Norman and the Redskins to 199. I mean, you would think it would be the opposite because he would know the traits to look for, but I could also see how it would send you down the wrong path if you are just trying to find somebody who is just like you or something. So maybe that's the deal. I don't know. Sam Darnold, instant impact. A die-cut Fournette for the Jags, orange to 249. There's a little Baker Mayfield base rookie that went flying by there. You said Al Wilson was at the party and said he was breaking up with his girlfriend. Okay, huh. Still, though, how do you end up down the street sitting in somebody else's house in your little cowboy outfit or whatever he had on? Oh, he was not drunk. He was on meth. Oh, my gosh. He thought he was on meth and thought he was breaking into his girlfriend's house. Oh, my God. Bo Scarborough and the Dallas Cowboys. Now, see, that should... Oh, man. Good grief. I mean, that's funny, but, like, it's not. It's funny because nobody got hurt, seriously injured, or anything like that, but yet not funny because the kid pretty much ruined his life by doing that. Maybe not his whole life, but certainly his career. Cortland Sutton, rookie introduction for the Broncos to 149's DeMarcus Lawrence, red wave for the Cowboys. But I knew you guys in Denver would have more the 411 on exactly what happened there, and indeed you do. So, of course, it's not a good idea to be breaking into anybody's house, whether it's your ex-girlfriend or not, but, insane. Traquan Smith to 49, and it is the Saints, and I'm going to say it right this time. I'm still just going to kind of whisper under my breath, checkerboard, but Purple Power is technically what we need to be calling my little checkerboard card. So he is Purple Power, power to the purple. To 275, Emmanuel Sanders for the Broncos. Martin, you said the defense is keeping up with the Seahawks with 5 sacks. 5 sacks? Dang, defense is all over that. One vacuum cleaner got hurt. Yeah, that's true. One vacuum cleaner did get hurt. I don't know how badly, however. But I just can't even imagine, like, what in the world those people are thinking. This dude just wanders into their house and sits down on their couch and won't leave. Messed up. Messed up. Well, Scott, if your Fruity Pebbles are getting soggy, why don't you eat them before they get soggy? That would seem to be kind of an easy fix for you right there, man. Just eat them, and then they will not be soggy. Actually, we like to get them in the... It's like so much more expensive. It's so stupid, but it's so convenient. You know how they have the flavors of cereal, like, that we all think of? Frosted Flakes, Fruity Pebbles, the ones you think of when you were a kid, Fruit Loops, etc. And they have them in those little cups that you can kind of put the milk right in. It's a single serving thing, and it's like $1 for the single serving, but they're so handy. Nick Chubb and the Browns. He's been playing well. Nice hit for Cleveland. That's what we've been buying lately instead of the boxes of cereal, because we can get a lot more variety, and it seems like everybody always wants something different. So it's not a good value, but yet it's better than buying boxes of cereal and then throwing half of them away when somebody gets tired of it. McKinnon Blue die cut, 199. 49ers. San Fran. Oh, you called me Ms. Obvious instead of Captain Obvious. Okay. See, I always go with the hotel commercial with the guy. That's the character's name in the hotel commercial is Captain Obvious. Cooper Kupp and the Rams to 275. Hyper. So, James White and the Patriots to 249. It is a Mark Ingram orange die cut for the Saints. New Orleans. And a hyper, Michael Crabtree, Ravens, 275. You know, it's about time for us to find a Lamar Jackson, isn't it? Don't you feel like it's about Lamar Jackson time? Andrew, you said record-breaking Nick Chubb. You know what? This is a little bit about what I was saying the other night, too. I think Hugh Jackson, for whatever reason, I don't think Hugh Jackson had a ton of faith in either Baker or Nick Chubb. I mean, he kind of did in Baker, but yet he didn't because he had Tyrod starting, or Tyrod, whatever we're calling him these days. And he really didn't let Nick Chubb do a lot of work either. Of course, I liked Nick Chubb to begin with. Came out of the SEC. I saw him play in college, and I thought he looked like he was a pretty solid choice for them, and then they just weren't using him much. And you know what happens? You get Hugh out of there, and as much as I don't really care for Greg Williams is the acting head coach, and next thing you know, here come Baker and Nick playing like lights out the next week. So I think could have been a little bit of Hugh maybe not being fully invested in them or holding them back a little bit or whatever. There's a Darius Geis instant impact for the Redskins, followed by a Trey Quinn orange die cut to 249, also for the Skins. So Maryland City's got a couple of Redskin parallels anyway that we know of. And Roger Staubach, Hall of Fame, Cowboys, 149, Red Wave, Rasheem Green, Seahawks. Then we have Hyper Rasheem Green for the Seahawks, because, you know, why not? Back-to-back Rasheem Green. That one was to 275. Floor Punch, you said, imagine the 911 call. 911, what's the emergency? The Broncos quarterback broke into my house and was sitting next to my mom. I'm beating him with a Dyson, but please hurry. He's dressed like a cowboy. Floor Punch, that's pretty good, man. And that's probably a fairly accurate representation of what happened, believe it or not. That is something. Ronald Jones II, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That is our silver prism out of this box. Behind that, we have MJ Stewart, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with back-to-back hits. That one, a little ink attached to it. You know what? I did not realize that 92-yard run was the longest in history, and I would have thought that Jim Brown would have been the record holder for the longest touchdown run in Brown's history. So I didn't realize that Nick Chubb now holds that record. I mean, that was impressive. That was a really nice run for sure, but I didn't know it then was the franchise record. So that's kind of cool. I like that. If you're the 49ers, you like this because it's Fred Warner to 10. Woohoo! Got a little gold action coming out of Prism tonight. I like that. I'm feeling the power. The power's coming up on us. Dak Prescott hype. Purple power, Traquan Lewis for the Indianapolis Colts, numbered to 49. We should have been saying that all along. Doesn't that make you feel kind of, as Baker Mayfield would say, doesn't that make you feel dangerous? Purple power. Actually makes me think of Prince, but anyway. Ryan Izzo, die cut, blue, 199, the Patriots. We are officially at the halfway point, 6 down, 6 to go here in our final case of Prism. Oh, yeah, Scott. I mean, the dressed as a cowboy part, that was in the news here, too, even. And I thought, oh, my gosh, it was... of course, it was Halloween. He was at some teammate's party that got kicked out of the party. Escorted out, I think. And then from there, well, now we know what the rest of the story is. The Seahawks are ahead now, 27 to 24. Dang. 27 to 24 Seahawks. I really didn't matter to me, though, honestly, which one of those teams wins entirely. But I do have a little bit of preference for the Packers because my man Randall Cobb plays for the Packers. So I kind of, you know, given the two, I don't think I have anybody on the Seahawks. We did, during their Super Bowl year, the famous let's not give it to Marshawn Lynch down there on the 1-yard line when we could win it. That Super Bowl. Luke Falk, Tennessee Titans, Silver Prism. We did have a UK player on that team, but just briefly for the Seahawks. Deontay Burnett, Tennessee Titans, making an appearance. So, all things being equal, I'm going to usually go for the team that has my UK guy on it. So, that would be the Packers, although I do like Russell Wilson and the Seahawks as well. Joshua Jackson for the Packers, Purple Power to 49. And I see a little, well, there's hype first, Drew Brees. But behind it, we have ourselves a little green crystal. Dylan Cantrell and the Chargers. It is numbered to 75. I started to say for San Diego. Well, no, not quite. Los Angeles Chargers. Juju Smith-Schuster for my Pittsburgh Steelers. That is an orange die cut numbered to 249. Rookie introduction, Mike Gesicki, Dolphins. Die cut for the Eagles to 199 with Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah, we're making okay time, I guess. Not quite as good as sometimes. Floor Punch says he'll trade me a Tim Couch rookie PSA 10 for the price of the Broncos. You know, I have some Tim Couch cards. I definitely do. There for a while, I was collecting all of the rookie cards for all of the UK players that had gone pro in football. And because, you know, like I said, there weren't that many of them over the years. And somewhere along the way, I gave up and said, I'll just keep what I have. And I never did finish it. But I did acquire some Tim Couch cards. So as much as that offer is extremely tempting, she says, tongue-in-cheek, I think I am covered. I think I bought those Tim Couch cards for like about $3 or $4. His cards did not hold their value, suffice to say. Duke Dawson, Hyper, Patriots, 275. Oh, hey. We have a little Mojo, and it's gold, which means it's going to be numbered to 10. And it is, in fact, number 10 of 10, last in the series. Woohoo! And that, of course, is Trifecta. It's for the Patriots. We'll probably find some other Trifecta cards. We've probably already seen some other Trifecta cards, but that one, of course, numbered. Most of them not. Tremaine Edmonds, nice rookie for the Buffalo Bills. We've got his brother, who I like, too, for the Steelers, Terrell Edmonds. Emmitt Smith, Cowboys Hall of Fame insert. Roquan Smith and the Bears die cut to 249 in the orange parallel. Oh, Scott, you are absolutely right. Tim Couch was great at UK. And, I mean, he had some limited success in the NFL as well, but certainly not what I would call long-term success. Christian McCaffrey, Panthers, die cut to 249. But, I mean, really, look at all the other quarterbacks that churned through the Cleveland system and just got chewed up and spit out, rather. I'll get that out in a minute. So he's not alone in that sense. I mean, it was kind of an unfortunate situation to end up headed there. Trifecta Prism parallel for the Seahawks. Mike Williams and the Chargers with the hyper parallel. Oh, no, you definitely can't hate on Tim Couch. Of course, I love all my UK guys. I'm just saying that he just did not go on to have the kind of success in the NFL that we probably thought he was going to based on the success that he had here at UK. That's what I'm saying. Deron Payne, Redskins, blue scope to 99. Scott, you almost sacked Tim Couch in high school. You were a senior and he was a sophomore and he threw for 300 yards on you. Dang, man. You only got to his shoelaces. Well, that was close anyway. But yeah, throwing for 300 yards on you, that's a bad day at the office. Anthony Miller and the Bears. Nice little autograph hit for Chicago. We're consolidating now. We are down to 5 boxes, including the one that I'm cutting into at the moment as part of the 5. But I really do think the Browns are headed in the right direction. And if the owners will just let John Dorsey do his job, which surprisingly they did, because they let him fire Hugh and Todd Haley, which, originally that was part of the deal when they hired Dorsey. They said he had to keep Hugh at least through this season. So they are kind of relenting, the Haslams. And I think if they would do that and just let Dorsey run the show from start to finish, they've got all the pieces in place. They just have to get out of their own way is the problem. They are in their own way a lot. Another rewards point, which means another hit bit the dust. It now goes up there into housekeeping as well. I just saw the edge of it, so I grabbed it out of there because I saw it. There is Marcus Davenport. That is a blue die cut to 199 for the Saints. And Floor Punch is still got your offer up, huh? Oh, so see, I get the Tim Couch PSA 10 for only $800 and the Broncos out of this break. Well, that is a deal that is hard to pass up. Are you sure that $800 is enough? You think it should be more? Yeah, you know what? Like I said, I still like Tim Couch. I bought several of his cards. I just got them really, really, really inexpensively. That is a Hall of Fame Eagles, Brian Dawkins. We have a green crystal, Lorenzo Carter and the Giants to 75. Oh my gosh, Andrew, you said you were as close to sacking Tim Couch from section 333, row 23. Oh man. I mean, he didn't have any kind of protection up there. He just, it was just a bad sitch for him there. Sam Darnold, instant impact in the Jets. Doris Fountain and the Colts. That is an orange die cut to 249. We have a red wave, Pirine for the Redskins to 149. Maryland City is slowly but surely racking up some nice little parallels and things. I think you've got an autograph hit in there somewhere too, if I remember it correctly. So Andrew, did you say that you are a Browns season ticket holder? I think you typed that in a minute ago, maybe. Or did I just conjure that completely out of thin air, which is also possible. But for some reason, I think you are a Browns season ticket holder. And is that game there this week? It is this week, isn't it? Browns, Bengals, isn't that this weekend? Arden Key and the Raiders is our silver prism. So a nice rookie silver prism hit for Oakland and Stang Lover. Richie James has been playing quite well for the 49ers. There he is to 199 with a red wave autograph. Because I kind of want to see that Browns-Bengals game. Because, you know, I mean, now listen, I said at the beginning of the season, I thought the Browns could win. What did I say, guys? Y'all remember? I had a number of games, and I want to say I thought it was like 6 or 7 games I thought they could win. Obviously, we haven't quite hit that milestone, but I still think they're going to be good. This is Nick Chubb, Purple Power, 249. And the Browns with another nice hit. Nick Chubb, I believe their second Chubb autograph, if I remember right. Calvin Ridley, I like this kid. Rookie introduction for the Falcons. Jonathan Stewart, orange die cut, and the Giants to 249. The game is over, Martin says. 27-24, Seattle won. I'm a little surprised by that. But I guess I shouldn't be. It was in Seattle. But just the way they started out, I mean, what with, you know, the first play, fumbling the ball, first play from the line of scrimmage, fumble, which leads to a Packers touchdown. I guess I just kind of thought that it was going to, you know, head that way. But I was incorrect about that. And Baltimore Ravens, Ray Lewis with a grit prism insert. Eric Weddle, Ravens, red wave to 149. I started to say blue wave. Looking right at it and almost called it blue wave. Dallas Goedert, Eagles, 275. See, that's what happens when you get in political season, because how much did we hear about the blue wave, the blue wave, the blue wave for like a month before the elections? And so I looked right at it. It's red, and yet I almost called it the blue wave. So there you go. To 275, that's Jamal Adams and the Jets. We have Myles Garrett and the Browns, 199 blue die cut. Scott, what did you say boo about the score, the Seattle score? Did you want the Packers to win as well for Randall Cobb or for some other reason? I think they're probably going to cut Randall Cobb. I hate to say that, but I think they are. I mean, I said it was either going to be him or Jordy Nelson in this last offseason. Of course, we know it ended up being Jordy, but Randall just, you know, he's older now. He doesn't have the same level of production. They've got all those young guys in there, and I'm afraid they're going to be sending Randall out the door after this season, most likely. I hope I'm wrong, but I think they probably are going to. So, Andrew, for 7 years, you were a Browns season ticket holder via your brother. Oh, and your brother passed. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I do hate to hear that. And you gave up your tickets before that. Okay. But you did take your 2 nephews to their first game Sunday. Oh, hoo-hoo. And that was an excellent game to take them to since the Browns won. So that worked out well. Instant impact, Saquon Barkley and the Giants. Myles Garrett for the Browns to 149 with a red wave. Yeah, hopefully that's going to be the first of several Browns wins. You guys deserve some wins up there. You've endured a few rough years. The Saints, Hyper 275 is the number on the back of that one. Illumination, Julio Jones and the Falcons insert. Robert Woods and the Rams, orange die cut to 249. A Bradley Chubb auto. Who did we hit for you earlier? It must not have been Bradley Chubb. But we did hit a Broncos autograph for you earlier, I think. But I don't guess it was Bradley Chubb, or you wouldn't be looking for one. So we need to try to mojo that for you. Aaron Donald and the Rams. That is Red Wave to 149. Rewards point number 3. So we now have three of our hits replaced by rewards points. Derwin James die cut for the Chargers, blue to 199. So we've got 3 of them, a 400 point, a 250 point, and a 150 point. We've only seen 1 redemption so far. So we should, just based on the points that we are seeing, have either have a big live hit in here somewhere, or the redemption should be a good hit. Oh, it was Royce Freeman that we pulled for you earlier. Okay. Yeah, so we do need to find Bradley Chubb, don't we? And I'd say this is one of the few products so far out of the 2018 football season that hasn't been just absolutely overrun with Broncos and Dolphins. Most of the earlier products, I mean, zillions of Broncos and Dolphins in them. This one doesn't seem to have, I mean, still in here, of course, but not as much, not as heavily as they were in some of the earlier year products, or the products earlier in the year. You know what I'm trying to say. Our silver prism from this box is Dak Prescott and the Cowboys. Luke Falk, Tennessee Titans. I mean, he's been cut from them for like ever, but that's okay. That's still what it says on the card, so that's where it's going. But he got cut a while back and ended up with, who did he end up with? Like the Dolphins or something, right? That's a hype Tom Brady insert for the Patriots. Melvin Ingram, Chargers, die cut, orange, 249. Andrew says it's too early to give up on Royce Freeman. So you think Freeman's still going to turn the corner? That's the Jags Jalen Ramsey grit insert. There's a nice little Xavier Rhodes camo to 25 for the Vikings. Scott, you have some crazy nice Bengals RPAs. Do you usually buy in for the Bengals then when you buy into football? Is that kind of your jam? The Bengals and breaks. There's Tyrod or Tyrod, whichever we're going to call him, for the Browns to 275. I still think it's super strange that the guy went through his whole career in college and the pros and the draft process and everything and never bothered to tell anyone it was supposed to be pronounced Tyrod. Eric Weddle and the Ravens, blue die cut to 199. Yeah, so we all find out by watching Hard Knocks, and the blonde-headed quarterback that got cut, whose name I can't remember at the moment, is the one who tells us that it should be Tyrod. For the Rams, it's John Kelly. 3 boxes left, 9 down, 3 to go. Well, Andrew, I do agree. Well, I agree with both of you, Andrew and Floor. Floor, you said that you think Lindsay limits Freeman, which is true. But Lindsay has been good. I mean, surprisingly, unexpectedly good, Phillip Lindsay. So you gotta understand that's happening. And then Andrew's point is the Broncos are just in flux in general, and that's true. Yeah, I mean, Scott, it would make sense, though, if you like the Bengals and you go with the Bengals because they are geographically the closest team to Kentucky, to Lexington, anyway, to your part of the world, our part of the world. I don't know. I just was, Steelers were just kind of always my team. And then my sister ended up moving there, well, just outside of there in 84, Pennsylvania. Several years ago, many years ago now. She got married and her husband's family is from that area. So that worked out well for me because then they started getting me all kinds of awesome Steelers gear for the holidays. So I'm like, yeah, I like that plan. I would get signed terrible towels. And when we won the Super Bowl, they got me a DVD signed by some of the players that year. The year that like Santonio Holmes made that great toe tap catch in the back right corner of the end zone. Yeah, he signed that DVD or the case for it. So I get some cool Steelers swag there from my sister. Marcus Davenport to 99 for the Saints. I like my little swag at Christmas. It's good. That is Hype Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. Giants to 275 with Hyper. But yeah, I could see how you would I mean, most people from here probably are more Bengals fans. My dad, though, he liked the Colts. And I never did like the Colts. I know it's like saying, you don't like the Beatles and the Beach Boys or whatever, but I never did like the Colts very much. Jimmy Graham to 49, Purple Power for the Packers. And even in the Peyton Manning years, for whatever reason, I'm just not a huge Colts fan. I do recognize, of course, that Peyton was an excellent quarterback. And I actually do like Andrew Luck. I like the Colts more now than I used to, but not a huge Colts fan. Derwin James and the Chargers. Because really that would be, aside from the Colts and the Bengals, I guess you could go down to the Titans geographically. But really, those two are the closest. Tremaine Edmonds and the Bills. You've got a second Tremaine Edmonds out, which is nice if you're Buffalo. An heir and a spare, so to speak. Hall of Fame Jason Taylor, Dolphins. Simmie Cobbs Jr., Redskins, Red Wave to 149. Flora, you said in Louisville, most people are Bengals and then Texans and Colts. Really? So you guys got... you guys like Houston, huh? So you even like you liked them when they were the Oilers, but then you didn't follow them on to Tennessee to be Titans fans. You just switched over to the Texans. Scott, I know you're trying to get me to go back to saying checkerboard, and I'm trying to say it the right way tonight because, it's the right way to do it. And if someone reminds me, which, I just get in the habit of calling it my own little thing. I just make up my own little pattern names. You guys know this about me. But when someone specifically gives me the right one for one that I've got my own little name for, I'll call it right. Marvin Jones and the Lions to 275 for Hyper. Our silver prism is O.J. Howard, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh, that neck beard is the worst. That is just the worst. He shaved that a little bit, Andrew Luck did, when he came back this year. But I don't know. I think it's regrown a bit now. But yes, what is that about? Like, does dude just not want to take time to shave or what? That just looks terrible. Semi Cobbs Jr. for the Redskins. Yeah, that neck beard. Oh, that is bad news. Like, I don't even know why did anybody ever tell him he should have that? Bradley Chubb Instant Impact for the Broncos. John Kelly orange die cut to 249 for the Rams. Yeah. Scott, you said Floor is kind of funny. I think he's actually very funny. He's had some very good stuff in there tonight. The 911, the mock 911 call for the Chad Kelly thing is just about my favorite for the night, though. That was awesome. that was quite good. Tom Brady die cut Patriots orange to 249. Uh-oh. Hang on now. Jordan Reed trying to go off sides here on me and stuff. But he's trying to make a mess of things for the Redskins. Emmitt Smith and the Cowboys on that insert. A Tom Brady die cut for the Patriots. Blue to 199. Oddly enough, doesn't that look like a brighter blue to you than most of the other blues? Ooh, I see a 1 of 1 coming. Well, I see a 1 of 1 coming if it's tops, because it is the pattern for 1 of 1 for tops. And usually, in the past, it has been the 1 of 1 pattern for Panini. Although recently out of a product, we pulled the pattern and it was numbered to 5. So again, Panini does weird stuff sometimes. So we may flip this over and find it to be a 1 of 1, as you might think it would be. Or we may flip it over and find they're going to have it numbered to something else crazy. To 5, yeah, see? How stupid. But, so, it's still a nice low number, but it should be a 1 of 1 or use a different pattern. Like, hello? I hate when Panini does that. Anyway, Dalvin Cook and Vikings to 5 is still nice. But where's the consistency? At least with tops, you know, when you see that pattern, it's a 1 of 1 superfractor. You see it in Panini 99 times out of 100. It's a 1 of 1. And then that last time, oh, whoops, it's to 5. Yeah, we just thought we'd reuse that pattern today. I mean, come on. They can do better than that. You think Chubb will be the defensive rookie of the year? Well, maybe, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. We've got a lot of good, rookies this year, so we'll have to see how it shakes out, I guess. We'll see how they stack up at the end of the year. I think the win total also affects the voting. I know it's not supposed to, but, you know, if you have an excellent rookie on the Browns, for instance, who maybe wins only 2 or 3 games, and then you have the Broncos, and maybe he wins 7 or 8, I think just by default, people count the wins. They're not supposed to take it into account when they vote, but you know that they do. Chris Hogan, Patriots to 275 for the hyper insert. Scott, Wesley Woodyard is, where is he these days? He was the Titans. He's not the Titans, I don't think, anymore, but he's somewhere. Wesley Woodyard is somewhere, isn't he? I think. I can't remember, though, exactly. A lot of our guys moved around in the off season. Geno Atkins and the Bengals Silver Prism. But I think Wesley's still out there floating around somewhere. Oh, I like Derwin James, too. Ronnie Harrison and the Jags. Yeah, I definitely like Derwin James, for sure. As I said, I think we've got quite a few good rookies this year on both sides of the ball. So we'll see how it shakes out. Darius Slay and the Lions. That's an orange die cut to 249. Oh, I didn't see the Waterboy reference, Scott. I got to go back up there. Oh, you said he's... You're nice. That's nice. No, I missed that. We haven't had a good Waterboy reference in, a while, too. So I think we were overdue for that. Jonathan Ogden, Ravens, Hall of Fame. We have a camo, Cameron, oh boy, Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 25. Did you enjoy that? That was maybe 5 different possible pronunciations of his name. I know, impressive. Probably all of them wrong. Baker Mayfield, instant impact for the Browns. There's Josh Sweat and the Eagles with an orange die cut to 249. You're laughing because I went through all those and they were all still wrong. Cooper Kupp and the Rams. That is the red wave to 149. Well, that is what I'm saying, Andrew, about like Denzel Ward, because he plays for the Browns and they're not going to have the win total that some of these other teams are going to have. I think he probably kind of gets taken out of the mix a little bit just by default, even though that's not supposed to impact the voting decisions. You know subconsciously that it does. So, I think, anyway. But we'll find out, I guess, in a few more months. We got a little bit more football to play before we cross that bridge, but we're getting there. Scott calls me the butcher of Lexington because I butcher all the names. Yes, I do, but I own it. I own it, man. I know I do it, and I'm proud of it. I know. I wish I didn't do it, but I always kind of have, so. Just goes with the territory. DJ Moore to 25. That should be camo, and it is for the Carolina Panthers. Camo autograph. Not too shabby for the Panthers. A hype insert for Todd Gurley and the Rams. We have ourselves a little green crystal for the Dolphins, Devontae Parker to 75. Where did you say our PG rating goes? What happened? Where did our PG rating go? What? Did I say a bad word? I didn't remember it if I did. Did I say a bad word? Oh, I hope not. I try not to. Not because it would bother you guys, although this time of night I would. Well, it's still early, though, on the West Coast. You know, I just try not to, because you don't know if young people are watching. That's Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers to 99. So I try not to say bad words. And Scott said there went our PG rating, so maybe I did say a bad word. But if I did, I didn't realize it. I didn't mean to. Did I, Scott? What'd I say? I'm like, oh no, that's bad. If we have any little young ears. Foreman for the Texans. That's a blue die cut to 199. Because, you know, you want it to be kind of a, well, not kind of, you want it to be a family sort of thing that you could not worry about if your kid's watching a card break about them hearing inappropriate things for the most part. Kerryon Johnson and the Lions, rookie introductions. Ray McLeod. I like him because I like saying his name. Ray. That is the Buffalo Bills to 275 with a hyper. And man alive, we have another points card. Like, what the what? That better be a massive flipping hit under there. Okay, with all these points. 2 to 400, 1 to 250, 1 to 150 in our redemption. And we're going to slide them all up there now because it's last box mojo time. Mojo time. Oh, Andrew. I'm not even going to read out what you said. Because, yeah, I get your point on that one. I never really thought about that way. I don't think that one counts, though. Scott said, "Yeah, I need to read. I need to read Floor Punches text out loud too." Yeah, no, well, some of them, most of them, we have. Yes. Martin, you called out our last box mojo right alongside me, and you are calling for the Niners and the Seahawks in here. Oh, Scott, for sure. I know there's plenty of breakers that absolutely like curse a blue streak, and hey, I'm not saying I can't, because I can jump right in there with the best of them. You do have to remember I spent a lot of years in the beer business, and so you don't spend a lot of years in the beer business without picking up a talent for cursing. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I could impress you with it if I so chose. But I try to refrain from that. But yeah, for sure, I absolutely know that there are plenty of them that do. I just try not to. That's all. Andrew, the points. There's a rookie introduction, Mason Rudolph, and here is a blue die cut Cameron for the Buccaneers. There is a Panini app called Panini Rewards that you download, and then you scan those. There's our hit. See, I told you there'd be something big in here because we had so many rewards points. It's not as low numbered as I would like, but if you're the Giants, you probably don't care. Last box mojo delivers Saquon Barkley. Yes, indeed, with a red wave autograph to 199. That's why we have that wonderful array of points up there. We call that. So after you download that app, you can scan the card on the back, not the thing on the front, but you scan the card. You can scan it from the back, I think. And it'll put the points in your account, and then they have all kinds of different things. You can look through the catalog even now to see what's in there. And they have different point totals, and they have different sports, and I think they even have some non-sport cards as well. It's numbered to 75 for the Rams, green crystal. But a lot of times you end up saving up your points until, because most of the stuff that you would really want, like the really good stuff, is mostly going to be a lot of points. So you kind of have to save them up sometimes. But they will charge you shipping when they do it, which just kills me. I can't stand that. It makes me so mad. To 199, Tennessee Titans, Rashaan Evans, red wave. Latchman, you said in the pack you got today, you found a Manny Machado Diamond Kings to 25 and a Jonathan Gray autograph to 199 for the Rockies. Fantastic, man. I like to hear that. So for those of you who might not have experienced that before, you probably heard me talking about at the beginning of the break how sometimes in some breaks, like Flawless tonight, for instance, you know, not everybody got a hit. Here tonight, I should not even say hit. I should say not everyone pulled something. Unlike this, where every team is going to pull cards. Every team's going to have team cards coming their way. But in breaks where you don't have that, this is a Jerome Bettis Hall of Fame, and to 149 Marquise Goodwin for the 49ers with a red wave. You get a consolation card from me, right? And so sometimes if it's a paid shipping break, it goes out right away. If it's a free shipping break, I usually just, you know, you hang on to them until the next package. And sometimes you might have several of those individual things, Ray Lewis grit, that add up to maybe, you know, whatever, 6, 7, 8 consolation cards that you might be due. Mark Walton and the Bengals die cut blue to 199. So when you have a bunch of those single consolation cards that you're due, sometimes instead of going to get the single cards, I will instead grab a pack of something and send out a pack of something. And then you have an opportunity, of course, to maybe get another hit or find something else. And In Latchman's case, he has definitely had some hits lately. So, and it sounds like he found one today. I like it. Harold Landry and the Titans to 275 hyper. So that way, you know, that's kind of the reward, I guess, is a one way to look at it for waiting for them to ship. Because, you know, the free shipping stuff is the stuff I just kind of let sit until the next package goes. So it's kind of like a little reward for being patient and waiting for your next package to go out. A lot of times, if you have very many coming, they might go out as a pack instead of singles. Adoree Jackson for the Tennessee Titans is our silver prism. Josh Sweat and the Eagles to 199 is our third and final autograph out of this last box. The last box Mojo already delivered to us because it brought us that very handsome Saquon Barkley Red Wave to 199. And then, of course, we still have a redemption up there to flip. And then beyond that, we've got all those rewards points to give out. So 4 teams are going to end up taking home rewards points. So that's gonna work. Oh man, Floor, I see what you're saying there. But I'm not going to read that out loud. Yeah, you're not going to catch me in that trap right now. Allen Robinson and the Bears die cut orange to 249. Then we have a little hyper to 275, Alex Collins and the Ravens. I still feel like this should probably be a decent hit, considering that we have 4 rewards points cards up there. And really, our big hit out of here is Saquon, but with 4 points cards, I would like to think our redemption is going to be big too, but we'll find out soon enough. Detroit Lions, that's LeGarrette Blount to 149 with a red wave. Instant Impact, Sony Michel and the Patriots, Alshon Jeffrey Eagles to 275. And that's the last of the stuff that we have to look at live, as in live in the product. But we still have this stuff to do. We'll recap a few things, but we're going to do all this housekeeping stuff first. Yes, we are. I'm going to flip this over. We're probably going to know what team this goes to and all the info. However, I still take us to the Panini website, and we pull it up on there so that it's all verified on screen and everything. And it's Dante Pettis, and it's not only patented penmanship, it's gold patented penmanship. So how about that, Martin? That should be numbered to 10, I believe. So, yeah, that's, it didn't come out of the last box, but still, it's kind of your last box mojo, I'm sorry, anyway. Man, see there, I got all choked up. Patented penmanship gold, and I feel like I swallowed a bug all of a sudden. Gracious me, I don't know what that's about. Yeehaw, good times. Probably like a random cat hair floated by and went down my windpipe. I have no idea what that was. Anyway, let's go verify our Dante Pettis. It should come up for the 49ers, and this should also be numbered, I believe, to 10 since it is the gold parallel. But we're in here about ready to go find out the answer. What are we opening? Prism. Yeah. And I think I'm getting a sinus infection, man. Just out, I mean, completely random. I know that was just out of nowhere, completely random. But yet, oh, my face is really starting to like hurt just all of a sudden, and I don't really know why. What did I say this was? Patented penmanship. Why am I in the R's and I didn't see patented penmanship go by? Where are you? Most valuable. Where is patented penmanship? What in the... Okay. I'm in Phoenix. That's why. Good grief. Oh my God. Why can I not find any of my card sets? Yeah. Oh boy. I'm on it, aren't I? Oh, yeah, that was nice. Now I've scrolled past it again. It's like all of a sudden I lost my mind. Okay, so Dante Pettis patented penmanship Prism Gold card number 18 is number 210 as expected for the 49ers. Stang Lover says, oh, the 49ers get a gold card. I get it. I get it. That's pretty good, though. I wouldn't have thought about that, but that is pretty good. Okay, so it's not time to recap quite yet, though. So we're just going to set this up here in our recap area because we have to give all these away still yet. And we're going to use random.org to do this. I'm going to bring you along with me here in a moment. We'll head to the spreadsheet, copy all of the team names, then we'll roll over to random.org, paste them in there. When I have 10 or fewer, I do random 3 different times. Or when I have, well, really if I have 10 or more. So if I have less than 10 items in the list, I do random 3 times. If I have 10 or more items in the list, I only do random once. So of course there are 32 NFL teams, so we're only going to be doing random a single time. Here's what will happen. After I hit randomize momentarily, it will be the first 4 teams are going to get cards. So the team that ends up in position number 1 will get a 400-point card. The team that ends up in position number 2 will also get a 400 points card. Then in position 3, you're going to get the 250 points card. And then the 4th team listed will get the 150 points card. All right. So now you can see, just scrolling through, so you can see that all the teams were copied and pasted in there. And all right. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. So I'm going to label these up before I take us off this screen. So the Colts get a 400 points card. The Panthers a 400 points card. The Bengals are taking home the 250 points, and the 150 points headed to the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so that's all done. Now we're ready to do a little recap action. And Stang Lover, if you're interested, I did open, you weren't on earlier, I don't think, but I did open up a couple of direct breaks that we're going to try to run through chat, although holidays are a bad time to try that. We're going to try it and see how they shake out. So if you're interested in either one of those, we'll go over those in a little bit too, again. So to recap, 400 points to the Colts, 400 points to the Panthers, 250 points to the Bengals, 150 points to the Cowboys, all compliments of random.org doing the heavy lifting to sort those out. And Scott, you're out of here? All right, we'll see you next time, brother. Silver Prism for the Titans, camo to 25 for the Bucks, Silver Prism for the Bengals. Sorry, guys. The Vikings on what should be a 1-of-1 card based on the pattern and the color, and dummies numbered it to 5 at Panini, but anyway, Dalvin Cook to 5 for the Vikings. Silver Prism for the Bucks, a purple power to 49 for the Packers, camo for the Vikings to 25, Silver Prism Cowboys, Silver Prism Raiders, gold mojo to 10 for the Patriots, purple power to 49 for the Packers, Titans with a silver prism. The Colts, purple power to 49. Ronald Jones, silver prism. And that is stacked in the wrong stack, isn't it? Silver prism for the Bears. Purple power for the Raiders to 49. Silver prism for the Raiders. Camo to 25 for the Niners. The Browns, silver prism. The Chiefs, silver prism. And the Vikings with a silver prism. So that is the lower numbered stuff. Obviously, we've got lots of other numbered things, but the rest of them are numbered 75 or higher, unless I stacked one in the wrong spot. And if I did, you know what? Don't worry. You're still going to get it, of course. It just would simply mean I stacked it in the wrong spot. Well, Stang Lover, one of them has 120 possible hits in it. So I don't think you could go too wrong with 120 possible hits. especially because we're doing 2 teams per spot. So there's only going to be 15 bidding spots in there. So out of 120 hits and 15 possible bidding spots, I don't think you can go too wrong in that one, man. So we have a redemption Dante Pettis for the 49ers, numbered to 10, although it is baseball, and I don't know how much baseball you do. But there's a basketball one, too. Traquan Smith and the Saints to 49. Josh Sweat and the Eagles to 199. Rashaan Evans Titans to 199. Saquon Barkley Giants to 199. DJ Moore Panthers to 25. Ronnie Harrison for the Jags. Semi Cobbs for the Redskins. Edmonds for the Bills. Derwin James Chargers. John Kelly Rams. Luke Falk Titans. Purple Power, Nick Chubb, and the Browns, numbered to 49. To 199, it's Richie James and the 49ers. Anthony Miller and the Bears. Tremaine Edmonds again for the Bills. Deontay Burnett, Titans. Fred Warner and the 49ers. That one's gold and numbered to 10. Actually, you did really well with the 49ers tonight. I forgot about him being in there to 10. And then you've got the patented penmanship Pettis to 10 as well. That's pretty nice. MJ Stewart and the Bucks, another Nick Chubb for the Browns. Bo Scarborough Cowboys, Vita Vea Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Justin Jackson for the Chargers. The big man Mo Hurst for the Oakland Raiders to 199 with the red wave. Our rookie RPA came out for one Sam Darnold and the Jets. That is numbered to 50. I guess that's the other reason I had forgotten about him. That's the other reason for all the points. Saquon and Darnold combined out of this case. Goddard and the Eagles, Jamon Moore, Packers, Daron Payne, Redskins, Arden Key, Red Wave to 199, Raiders, Royce Freeman, Broncos, Bo Scarborough, Cowboys, and Riley Ferguson for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that has our breaks wrapped up for tonight. I am going to put up spreadsheet information here. We're going to go through this a couple of different ways. We're going to start out taking a look at the stuff I was talking about for the direct breaks. For anybody who might be interested in that, that's stuff that's not going to be listed on eBay. It's stuff that I'm, hopefully we're going to break it by way of chat and messages, provided that the spots all sell. Again, sometimes with the holidays, a little dicey, but we're going to give it a go and see what happens. And then after that, we'll take a look at the breaks that are coming up over the course of the next few days that are listed on eBay. And then finally, we'll take one more look at our shipping information. So Staying Lover, this is the one I was telling you about a minute ago. So this is 2017 Bowman Chrome mini sets. And here's how they work. Each box has in it a smaller box that has the full 2017 set of Bowman Chrome mini cards, and it also has in it 30 Bowman Chrome mini parallels, or refractor parallels, I should say, including the first Bowman's in there for, well, Bo Bichette's in there, although I don't think that's his first Bowman, but it might be like Acuna's first Bowman. Is in that set, I think. And of course, all the 2017 rookies, Aaron Judge, all those guys, Cody Bellinger, etc. In other words, there are lots of good possibilities in there from both rookie and prospect standpoints. And there's 30 of those per box, so that's going to give us 120 total of those mini refractor parallels in that break. And that's what we're actually going to break. Then the 4 sealed sets we'll have that will be the regular Chrome minis, but the complete set of them, there'll be 4 of those that will remain sealed because the parallels are packaged separately within the box. Those will be given out by way of random. So it's $40 a spot, but each spot gets you 2 teams. Okay, so it's $20 a team, but it's a minimum of 2 teams to buy in. So $40. And of course, like anything else, no return, no refund, shipping costs are included, we'll break it when we fill it, etc. So anybody that might be interested, you can send me a message to leader of the pack breaks with an S on the end at gmail.com, or you can hit me up in chat or whatever. So that's the first direct break we're working on. The other one, this is probably the one you're more interested in, except I put up the wrong thing, is another case of Leaf Greatest Hits basketball. So I think, Staying Lover, you were in on the first one of those. You know what that is about. But for anybody who might not know what it's about, Leaf Greatest Hits basketball, they are buyback cards. So, it could be a Michael Jordan rookie card. It could be anything, really. It could be a LeBron James rookie card. I mean, they're cards from Panini, Upper Deck, and Topps primarily. Those are pretty much what we typically see in there. Sometimes they're graded. Sometimes they're just encased. They're autographed or relic or number, but they're usually very good hits. So, so that's how that's going to work. And we're also open in that break a box of 2016-17 Grand Reserve basketball, but I'm only going to ship the hits out of that. I'm not going to ship the base card out of the bonus. And of course, in the box of Leaf Greatest Hits, most of the time in Leaf Greatest Hits stuff, you only have buyback cards. But in basketball this year, they also added a single autographed original Leaf card in each box. And it will either be an autograph for LiAngelo Ball, LaMelo Ball, or Kyle Kuzma. So, of course, Kuzma would go to the Lakers. And if we pulled either one of the Ball brothers, then that would be awarded using random.org. That one's a little pricier because it's a very expensive case, but it's $100 a spot, and each spot gets 2 teams. And once again, shipping costs included, and yada, yada, yada. So that brings us up to the stuff that is listed on eBay. This is the stuff that you can bid on right now that we'll be breaking over the next few days. So tomorrow night is Flawless Basketball again, but it is 18-19 Flawless that we'll be starting with, Flawless Collegiate, and then another case of Certified Basketball. Saturday will be more Flawless from 18-19. The last case I have, last sealed case I have of Bowman Chrome, it's the HTA Jumbo, which is the best one. All hits, no base. And then a case of Triple Threads Baseball. On Sunday, we're going to do Hit Parade Series 5, 4th and Goal, a box of 2016 Honors, which I haven't done in a while, and a 10-box case of Donruss Basketball where Veteran Base has its own bidding spot. Veteran Base does not ship to teams. Everything else besides Veteran Base ships to teams as normal. On Monday night, we have got a 2018 Leaf Memorabilia Vault. It's got 10 memorabilia items, and it can be from anything, not just sports. It can be from TV and movie worn wardrobe, political items. I mean, you name it, it can be in there. Guitars, I'm like, no kidding, like actual guitars. It's crazy. Anyway, so there's several different bidding categories. They are all listed in the football cards section, so you can see them all there, one right after the other. We're also going to go back and open a bunch of 2-box breaks on Monday night because we haven't done a night like that in a while. We'll open 2 boxes of 2014 Topps Supreme, a couple of boxes of 2010 Plates and Patches Football, times 2 of 2013 Panini Black Football, and a pair of 2007 Upper Deck Premier Football boxes as well. Tuesday, we'll open more Triple Threads Baseball and more Certified Basketball. Wednesday, as long as nothing changes between now and then, will be Playoff Football and whatever else comes out on Wednesday, which I don't remember right now off the top of my head what the other thing is that comes out. But anyway. Oh, wait. We had one more thing to look at, didn't we? Sorry. Shipping. I forgot to put that back up there. Sorry. So yeah, you probably saw this earlier. If you didn't, anticipating shipping by Monday, maybe sooner for Prism Football. And of course, the Flawless Basketball, the free shipping stuff, always projected a week out on free shipping stuff. Most of the time goes out a lot faster than that. And I certainly anticipate this will go out a lot faster than that as well. But plan on Wednesday, a week from yesterday, and be pleasantly surprised if I get it out to you sooner, which I think I will. So that has got all that wrapped up. Stang Lover, you said I pulled a Big Ben graded card last year from something, and Mr. Gray from Leaf bought it back from you. Yeah, you might have. We opened Leaf Best of Football last year. We've opened Leaf Greatest Hits Football, so it could have been either one of those that we got it from, and we'll be opening Leaf Best of Football again and Best of Basketball. Best of is a little less money than Greatest Hits. Greatest Hits is a pretty expensive product, but you also get more expensive hits out of it than you do out of Best of. Although Best of also has very nice hits. Like anything, it's a return on investment sort of thing. But that's pretty cool that Brian bought it back from you. So that means that that will cycle through and show up in another leaf product coming soon. Almost certainly, because that's what Brian, most of that stuff Brian buys on eBay and other places will eventually work its way back into another leaf buyback product. So anyway, I guess that is, I think that's it for me tonight then. So I appreciate everyone joining me and spending part of your evening with me. We'll be back at it tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll see you again then. That is the release day of Flawless Collegiate. So for what that's worth, we'll have some fun with it, and as well as certified tomorrow night too. So all right, we will see you next time. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. Stay warm and dry and safe. Bye now.